How are you feeling today, Miss Morgan?
I feel good. Good to be here.
And how was your day, and what did you do today?
How was my day? I had a fun day. I went out with my nieces to the mall and we did some girl shopping.
Sounds positive.
Yes.
Today I want you to feel comfortable and free to talk about whatever it is that's on your mind.
Okay. Let's talk about my addiction.
What was the substance that you were abusing?
I have 31 years of drug use. And the last 5 years has been real chronic with the use of crack cocaine. And within that the last 2 years is when it took control of myself and my lifestyle. I was living for the drug. It was taking over me.
At what age did you start abusing?
When I started doing drugs at age 17. And I started with the crack about 42.
So overall, you would say your addiction has been about
31 years. Total 31 years. Drugs, alcohol, and men and sex.
Now, when you started, did you ever think that you would get addicted?
No, making use of the powder cocaine, that was I consider a party thing. But then it was a party thing for the cocaine. I was addicted, but that was something here today, going tomorrow. Until from there I got introduced, some friend of mine introduced me to smoking coolies. And that's where I would get the rolling paper from cigarettes, a little tobacco, and crumb up the crack. That's the first time. I was there near about 42 then. Did that for a year, about 2 years, and within that time, matter of fact, he was my dealer. Within that time, not my friend, he was my dealer. Within that time, he introduced me into hitting a crack cocaine pipe.
How did you meet the man that started your abuse?
I met him through my sister. He was her dealer as well. And not only becoming my dealer, we built a friendship. From that friendship, we became lovers. And from lovers, he became my man in a nightmare of a man.
What was the main sources that triggered your substance abuse?
The main sources that really made me want to feed off that crack. I had to start getting some health issues, and I used it when I was in a lot of pain, and I couldn't deal with my health issues and family issues. And that's what led me to, take that drug for another feeling. Put me in another state of mind so I don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Do you feel that your sister was a part of the influence that got you addicted to drugs?
No, my sister did influence me, because also that person as well, I could say, was her dealer. But see, I was doing that drug probably doing that drug 7 years before she thought about it. I started at 17 years old. I was dating a 28-year-old man, and we was freebasing then. So what I could say is, it's been a long run.
What is freebasing?
Freebasing is where you have a jar and you put a little foil on it, put a little straw in it, and you put holes in it, and you boil the cocaine and make it hard and put it on there and inhale it. But once I did that just with that young man, I didn't do it no more. But then down the road years, and when I met my lover, that's when I hit the pipe. And it felt like a sensational state of mind. It was a sensation. But it was a drug that kept you hungry for another hit.
How did your substance abuse affect you?
Affect me? It affected my work performance, going to job, being able to get up, get to work. paying my bills, keeping my rent, my water, lights on, because, you know, I needed the money. And I always say, oh, I make up the money comes from somewhere else, or friends and family have to pay my bills, you know, until they start wondering what I'm doing with my money.
How did your substance abuse affect your children?
Yeah, it put a toll on them. I wasn't mommy no more. My children started calling me Sharon. And they can tell that I was stopped being with this man more than being home. He took most of my time until I started finding other things for my children to do so I could be with him. My daughter, eventually I moved him in. She moved out. And my son remained there, but within his doing what he want, how he feel, I just let him do it and go about his business, you know, as he was growing up in 7th, 8th grade in middle school. So I can be with that man, so we can get high and fuss and fight. We had some fighting, a lot of fighting going on in the home.
How did your children feel when they found out you was abusing?
Man, they were sad. They were real sad. Yeah, until one time they left, and they left together. And once in my lifetime, I had left my children twice too. I was left with my mom, and I left my son maybe once home by himself. I was gone for like 3-4 weeks. I started leaving and going with this man.
How did your substance abuse affect your family?
With my mother, came isolated from her, withdrawn. Didn't talk much. You know, I was just like a rock. You know what I'm saying? I was just a rock. And I was, you know, and I had to have that, what you call denial. I always had to make an excuse to cover up why I'm living like this, why this happened to me, and I was just living in denial, basically. Making excuses for my drug habit.
How do you feel about yourself now?
How I feel about myself? I got some spirituality in me, and basically, well, that's what keeping me strong. Learning that I'm not religious, I said spirituality, and by going, also what happened, I went into a psychiatric center for about 9 days. That's how I got rid of the man. I said, I just can't take it. So following from that, I relapsed within a month, and I just hit bottom. And then it took me about 5 months in to say I got to where I was shamed. Shame was all across my face, all across my body. And I said, I can't do it no more. I started getting homeless. I sold my car. You know, just going with the wrong man, the wrong people, and you tricking and, you know, just running. The drug just had me running and hiding. But now, I don't live like that no more. I'm honest with myself. And I learned by being honest with myself, people trust me better now. I relocated from another town, got a new home, I got a job, great medical health, working on my health. I take my medicine better. I even got kind of fat, my weight gain, and I just love myself. You know.
How long? What is your support system now?
My support system is the Serenity Prayer. Number 1, it says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to accept the things I can, and the wisdom to understand the difference. And I learned that through my outpatient at Cornerstone. And along with that, I started going to NAs. I went to NA, but I prefer going to AA classes. And they got something called a 12-step. And I also studied some books, did a lot of reading, and just I'm learning to find myself. Because by me not being on the drug, I am somebody else, and it's going to take me time to learn who I am.
How long have you been clean?
I have been clean for 7 months from the drug, and I also have withdrawn myself from being in a relationship with men. So I kind of put the man part in with it. Being with a man, it's a trigger too. Cause see, if I want it, that man's gonna get it to me to make me happy, and he might try to get me, through that. So I absent myself spiritually from being in a man surrounded or as well a relationship. Not going into a relationship.
Do you feel like you will relapse at any time?
I can't answer that, but I didn't today. So it's one day at a time. I didn't do it today. That's all I can promise. They're off so far. They haven't done any drugs.
And have you forgiven yourself for your actions?
I have not only forgiven myself, I've forgiven the ones that was part of that. I forgave them first because whatever they done to me is what I allowed them to do to me for the drug. So I've forgiven them, and definitely I forgive myself. And God forgive me my sins every moment every step I walk to, knock on my back door, go to the mailbox, I ask for forgiveness. But at the same time, I'm not going to bury my past, and I'm not going to be ashamed to talk about it. I can shut it out, but at the same time, I can bring it out in the story to you. I can do that at the same time. I ain't got no more shame.
It's shame-free.
Shame-free, honest, humble. I feel I'm more humble with myself. Yes. And really, I don't got no words. I don't got no words, and I had to go. That come from my Bible. My Bible saved my soul. And Cornerstone show me the resources that I need, how to mellow myself out. I lead to depression. I take my medicine. I go to my appointments now, and I look good and I feel good.
Well, I thank you, Miss Morgan, in giving us your time to talk about your addiction, how we're going to further you until full recovery.
Yes.
I would like to make an appointment with you for next Wednesday, February 28, 2013 at 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
At the Rutledge Avenue.
Okay. And this, when you say about full recovery, like I say, it's one day at a time. I didn't do it today, but I don't know tomorrow. But I don't want to do it tomorrow. And, you got to handle yourself with self-talk. Because you can self-talk yourself.
Is self-talk one of the main things for you?
Yeah, I used to say that. I used to say that about that man. I'm not going to jail for that man. And he ain't going to tell me no talking. And he did.
Where he's going now?
He's gone. That's right. Oh, Lord. Oh, he's gone. He's right. And he's gone, and I'm more beautiful than I ever been. Okay.
Well, I'll see you next time, Miss Morgan. Thank you.
Peace.